What's up everyone, welcome back to One Strange Adventure and welcome to the next video and welcome to a very special video. Behind me is a 2021 Grand Design Momentum 397, but that's not the star of the show today. Our friends Doug and Marilyn pull the Momentum with an F450. That's not even the star. Check out their new truck. That thing is a beast. What we have here is a 2024 Kenworth T680 100th edition, special edition, all the other great stuff that comes along with that. This truck is an absolute monster. Today's video, we are going to do a tour of the outside, a tour of the inside, and then we're going to take it for a ride, and guess what? Yours truly gets to drive it a little bit too, so that's going to be pretty cool. All right, let's meet Doug, and let's learn a little bit about this truck. All right, everyone, this is Doug. Say hi, Doug.
Hello.
All right, this is his brand new truck right behind us. So Doug, tell us a little bit about your truck.
It's a 2024 T680 anniversary, 100th anniversary edition Kenworth, and it's got the condo cab.
Yeah.
So it's got bunk beds in it.
And the black onyx package, right?
Yep. So the anniversary edition comes in 4 colors. This color is platinum, and it's got the black onyx accents.
It's really, really nice. And then the stitching inside is all fancy.
So the 100th anniversary edition is black leather seats and the tufted leather on the doors with all red, bright red stitching and little 100th anniversary tags on it. Yes.
We're going to see that in just a little while. All right, so Doug, tell me, you have an F450.
Yep.
What made you decide to get a truck like this instead of just replacing with another 1-ton dually?
All right, so for the second summer in a row, my wife and I went out west.
Okay.
And we were coming across New Mexico, and the roads in New Mexico are really rough.
Okay.
And even though we have an F450 that does a great job pulling it,
yep,
it just still beats you up.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you're just tired and fatigued, and we thought we really need to do something different to make ourselves a little more comfortable.
Sure. We've been out there in New Mexico, and it's definitely, there's some rough spots.
Yep. The roads out there, it just seems like they're heavily traveled and not well maintained. So
is this going to keep you going out west?
Absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely.
The air ride?
So it's got air ride suspension, air ride cab, and air ride seats, and it's very, very comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is. That's pretty cool. All right, so at this point, we're going to take a look on the outside. Doug's going to give us a little tour of the outside and just talk a little bit about the truck and kind of like his favorite features and things like that. And then we're going to figure out, like, do you have any plans for this truck? And so we're going to cover that in just a little while, and then we'll hop in and see the interior and take a ride. Does that work for you?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
So what drew me to the truck was number one, the color. I think it goes well with our Momentum. And the other thing was the black Alcoa wheels.
Oh, it's so pretty.
And all the onyx black features. So it's the contrast that really drew us to this particular truck, thinking it would go well with our Momentum.
But there's some other cool defining features of this truck, right?
Yeah, there's the platinum and the black. And of course it has the Kenworth 100th anniversary placard on it, and the extra ground effects that are all tied into.
I see that down there.
Yeah.
Like, it makes it look super low.
Yep. And it's got 2 110-gallon fuel tanks.
Wow.
So that will allow us to travel a long way without fuel.
And you said about 10 miles per gallon?
Yeah. It's steadily gotten better, but yeah, we're up around 10 miles to the gallon.
So you're looking at 2,000 miles of range. Wow. Yeah. Definitely not going to get that out of a dually.
Nope, that's for sure.
Okay.
As we go to the back, of course, the back's got the same matching black Alcoa wheels on it with the chrome centers. And it's just basically, other than the wheels, and it's basically just a regular semi-truck.
Yeah. Very cool. All right, so what about this compartment right here?
So there's a lot of storage on this. There's a fire extinguisher. I had them take the air hoses off because we don't have air brakes on the Momentum. And it goes all the way through the storage, and it also, the bottom bunk inside flips up, so you have access both outside and inside.
So you can get to this storage from inside?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what type of battery bank and inverters and stuff that we could get in that? That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Some solar panels up, flexible solar panels across the top.
Yeah.
Man, you don't even need the RV.
Anything's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so what about this hitch? I know a lot of times when people buy these for personal use, they typically trade that hitch, or they replace that hitch, right?
Yes. So after talking to several people, they said it was okay that I
Just to get home
from Oklahoma to Tampa, where we live, it would be okay to take this hitch. But I've actually already ordered a trail saver.
Oh yeah, with the airbags.
Hitch with the airbags.
Okay.
Because a lot of the guys are running those on HDTs, and it just looked like the best option. So when I get home, I'll remove this, and we'll put a trail saver hitch on.
Very cool.
One of the things that is that I've also ordered for this is the fiberglass fenders. They're called Talladega fiberglass, and I actually scheduled an appointment with them to go up. So we'll leave Florida and we'll go to have the fenders installed on September 18th, and then we're going to head to North Georgia for a week.
And that helps protect the rig.
That'll absolutely help protect the rig and the back of the truck, because as you can see, the tread,
some serious tires,
pick up all the stones and it'll just throw them everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited about getting the fenders on to protect the rig and the truck.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. All right, let's talk about what's under the hood. That's the part that people want to see.
All right. It has the Cummins X15 with the efficiency package. And it's 500 horsepower, 1,860 foot-pounds of torque, and
tows what, 100,000 pounds?
Yeah, it's got some serious horsepower and torque.
And this is an automatic.
It's got the 12-speed pack car automatic transmission.
So cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this you definitely don't have to worry about that RV back there.
No, it pulls the RV effortlessly.
Yeah, I bet.
Yep, and gives you a fantastic ride with all the air ride components it has.
Oh, this is so cool.
Yep.
All right, let's take a look inside.
All right.
I mean, we can't pass up the opportunity to take a look at this truck. Again, this is a private coach, so it's not for hire, and we certainly appreciate him taking the time to let us see a brand new semi straight off the line. But now that we've talked about the outside, we're gonna hop up on the inside, take a look, and see what it's all about. Purrs like a kitten.
Yeah.
And it is a little warm out.
The thermometer says it's 106 degrees.
Look at the seat coming up. How cool is that? Automatic air seats.
Yeah, these seats are, I think they're 10-way adjustable. There's 3 different adjustments in the lumbar. There's the up and down. There's the firmness, so you can set, there's 4 positions for the firmness of the air ride in the seat, and then of course back and forth.
Okay. All right, so tell us a little bit about inside.
Okay, so other than the air ride seats, it's very simple to operate and drive down the road. It's got a 15-inch digital dash, and then an auxiliary digital display with navigation, audio, the phone hookup, camera views, and all the things that like the F450 has.
So I mean, you got like the full digital display, which is amazing.
Yep, absolutely.
And about 1 billion gauges to look at. So much so I have obviously no idea what I'm looking at when I'm looking at some of these, but this thing looks, I mean, it is really nice and pristine inside. What's your favorite feature of the this so far?
So my favorite feature, I think, is the air ride, because we pulled almost 900 miles from Oklahoma City, where we bought the truck, to Florida, and it's so comfortable. I was a little bit worried about how big it was, but it's easy to stay in your lane. It's very easy to drive. The steering wheel is a little stiff compared to a pickup truck, but that helps make it drive easier. And of course, the automatic transmission, everything works, and the view that you have from up here, so you can see a lot more what's in front of you.
Yeah, and I heard the brakes are a little touchy.
Yeah, the brakes can be touchy. Yeah.
I guess they have to be if you want to stop 100,000 pounds.
Yeah.
What are some things that, I'm sure you're talking about doing some things too. You said about changing out the hitch, putting some fender flares, or sorry, the wheel wells on the back side of the truck. Is there anything else that you guys are thinking about doing?
Well, we're thinking about putting some graphics on the side, but that's still in the concept stage.
You're going to do something to match the rig a little bit?
Yeah, we're just going to tie it all together so that it looks good, and you can tell it's not just another semi-truck driving down the road.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to take a ride?
Absolutely.
All right. Wait. So that's your gear?
Yes. This is reverse, neutral, drive.
What?
Yeah, it's just
I mean, that's easier than a regular pickup.
Yep. And the engine brake is also here, so it's in the minimum engine brake position, or it's actually got 3 positions for the engine brake. And I was told if you put it down in the maximum engine brake, you better be hanging on.
Is smooth.
Yeah, the automatic transmission works extremely well, and it accelerates quickly. It surprises me how quick it accelerates.
It does, and that automatic transmission, it still feels like a clutch is being pushed in.
Yeah.
But you don't get the jerkiness of the gears changing.
Yep.
Which is so cool.
And it still has all the regular features of a pickup truck. I mean, it's got power windows, power locks. The steering wheel tilts and telescopes in and out.
You may have heard on our channel before that, like, we definitely like trucks, and we've been looking at the Fords, we've looked at the GMCs, we've looked at the Rams. We have a Ram 3500 now, but the fact that you can get one of these used for almost the same price as one of those one-ton dualies, and overall the maintenance cost of this thing is less. There's something like, there's a chance that he may never have to change the brakes, or even the tires for that matter, depending on how many miles they actually put on it. But it's just crazy. And I think, was it every 50,000 miles you send a sample of your oil in?
Yes.
And they'll tell you whether or not it needs to be changed or just added, or...
Correct.
Like, I've done like 6 oil changes by that time. And if we go to a dealership, which we like to have our stuff serviced by a dealer, you're looking at $600 a pop. That is unbelievable.
So the good thing, one of the good things is, when you look in the mirror and you see that monster momentum behind you, you don't have to worry about who's in control. You know that the truck you're driving is in control, and it's not being pushed around by that momentum at all.
Right.
So it's just another level of safety, another level of comfort. Something else you don't have to think about anymore is, I got this monster trailer behind me.
So one of the questions that we got on our last semi video was, do you need a special license to own this?
So the way I understand is the state you live in governs that.
So the state of Florida.
Yep, so I live in the state of Florida, and in the state of Florida, you do not need a special license to drive this. Would you recommend a training for somebody, like, you've been driving big trucks before, coming into this, it wasn't that big of a transition, right? Right.
But for somebody, if they're just starting out,
I think it's always a good idea to get training or take some classes or
Get to know it.
just to hear what the professionals have to say.
Yeah.
You know, guys that have 1,000,000 miles driving these things, they're obviously are going to be a lot more. They're going to have all the pro tips.
Right. I was very hesitant to want to drive this thing because I have never driven anything this large. And the dually, I mean, the dually and the momentum is big enough. Like, that is a big rig. And then to think about adding this in front of it, which is another, what, how much longer is this thing?
So it's about 6 feet longer than the 450.
6 feet longer. Okay, so yeah, it's a pretty long rig when it's hooked up, but just the sheer size of this. But what I will say is I've already driven it once. Spoiler alert, I loved it. I'm gonna do it again in a second. The turn radius actually helps out this thing. It's not like my Ram. It doesn't take 3 states to make a U-turn. And it will make a pretty decent turn, even with the size that it currently that it is. So this is actually pretty nice. It's definitely got you thinking like, do I need one of these? All right.
This makes it easier to get in and out of the truck.
I need those in my Ram. And I'm sorry if I make this thing jerk in advance because these brakes are so touchy. So touchy. So like, I think I'm gonna do a U-turn and go out back out where you came in.
Sounds good.
Look at this. The turn radius of this thing. I would venture to say the turn radius of this thing is better than, way better than my Ram. But do you think it's on par with your F450?
I do. I'm not sure there's a lot of difference. The 450 may turn a little bit sharper, but I was pleasantly surprised when I got in this. And the first time I had to do a U-turn, it's impressive how quick it'll turn.
And I'll say, because of the torque of this motor, like, you basically are stopping when you let go of the pedal.
Yep. Yeah, and I have it set on the minimum amount of engine brake. Just trying to get used to everything.
Okay, I gotta say, I feel a little bit more comfortable this time. Now, one of the things you said that is kind of weird about it is that the blinker doesn't turn off by itself.
Yeah, that's correct. It's not self-canceling, which I'm sure that's a truck driver thing.
Yeah. I also noticed the first time I stopped on this hill is this thing will roll backwards.
Yeah.
That kind of freaked me out. We're gonna wait for that police officer to go by.
Absolutely.
And the 2 sets of mirrors, of course, because there's a big blind spot down here, right?
Yes. So the mirrors up on the hood catch that blind spot. So you definitely want to check all 3 mirrors.
Yeah. I don't know that I want to keep driving this. I'm getting too used to this. Okay? I don't know that I can keep doing this to myself.
Well, because it's so effortless to drive.
It really is.
People are intimidated by the size, but once you sit in the seat and start driving down the road and realize all the controls are basically just like they are in your Ram pickup truck.
Yeah.
It makes it very doable then.
Okay, I'll say the exhaust brakes on setting 1.
Yes.
1 of 3. And it's as aggressive as the Ram is in 1. I can't imagine what 3 would be like with, I'm sure you don't even need it with our rigs.
Nope. I'm told that it will throw you right through the windshield if you didn't have your seatbelt on. But I haven't tried that yet. I'm just still trying to get used to everything. So make a comparison between driving your Ram and driving this. From the steering, to the brakes, to the visibility.
Well, you obviously know you're bigger. That's the first thing. Like, you know you're bigger sitting in this thing. And you're higher, you have a much better vantage point from where you're driving than in the Ram. The Ram actually has a really small windshield. They not very much vertical height to the windshield. So it's not like the Ram doesn't even give you as much visibility as some of the other 1-ton trucks.
Okay.
But this, like you're sitting up really high, you're in your air seat, so you're not really feeling all the bumps going over. It inspires confidence.
Yeah.
A bit.
Absolutely, because it's so easy to drive.
Now, I will say the steering is tight, and you can feel the grooves more because you're in the grooves of the other 18-wheelers, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like you're feeling the road a little bit more. But you also have this really cool thing right here. I could definitely get used to this. I can't imagine that this is too much different than getting used to driving a Class A.
Right.
Difference being you're steering in front of you versus steering behind you.
Yes.
Yeah. But size-wise, it's probably pretty similar. I would absolutely love to tow my rig around with this thing just to see what it's like towing. I mean, you got the braking system of this thing. You know, you're as heavy as the rig is almost. Well, yeah, you are. And it's not like that rig is pushing you around. Right. You're pulling it, like you're telling it what to do versus it telling you what to do sometimes. So I can definitely see myself getting used to this. Thanks a lot, Doug.
You're welcome.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, that is it. First of all, Doug, thank you so much for the tour.
Oh, you're welcome.
Ride, let me drive in your truck. This thing is so nice. So nice. Makes me want to think about getting one for myself, but we'll see. We'll talk about that later. But anyways, I want to thank you guys so much. Been so gracious. And you guys, make sure you like, comment if you have one of these, or if you've driven, what's your favorite feature, or if you have a truck, what type of truck do you have? So leave a comment below. Love to hear what you are driving. Well, that does it for today's video. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you really like it, make sure you subscribe. Till the next strange adventure, keep making your own.